So guys, welcome back to the channel, and this right here is the SoundPeats Air 5. Now, this is a new product. For anyone interested, the link will be in the description if you want to learn more about yourself. And in addition to that, I implore people to always go online and look at the reviews for different reviewers so you can come to your own understanding. Don't just listen to me. My opinion is just my opinion. It's nice to see other people too so you can formulate a really good opinion about a particular product. But anyway, with that being said, let's talk some specs real fast before we unbox this. So you're getting a total of 30 hours of playtime. Now keep in mind it's about 6 hours in the buds themselves and then 24 inside the case. So that's where your 30 hours come from. You do have 13mm drivers. We'll talk about the music experience because I do feel like open ear designs are obviously way different than in-ear designs. So you're going to get a different quality of sound, and we're going to talk about that in detail in this video. Right here, it has hybrid active noise cancellation, which you are able to turn on noise cancellation from actually tapping the buds themselves, which I'll show you that in another section. You do have a gaming mode also, which I kind of wish they put it on the box, but they didn't. But yes, this does have a actual gaming mode, so that's a really cool thing too. Bluetooth 5.4, though it does say the maximum working distance is about 10 meters. To put that in feet, I think it's about 32, 33 feet or so, rounded off, 33 feet roughly. So you do get a decent range of Bluetooth. I like the headset so far. It does work very well, but this may not be for everybody, and we're going to discuss that in this video right now. So stick tuned and let's unbox this together. So let's not waste any time and talk about these headphones. So right here, you do have the USB-C that comes with it. It does also come with an instruction manual over here, which we're going to go over to the next section because there's some important information in there. This doesn't require to use a SoundPeats application in order to use the headphones. So, you know, as soon as you take them outside of the box, they're ready to go. Now, this is the case itself, which I think is pretty cool. I like this little egg-shaped case. It says SoundPeats on the back right here, if you can see it. Actually, let me zoom in a little bit so you guys can see that SoundPeats right there. Then on the front, it says, "Hear your imagination," in the writing right there. Let me flip that open so it's easier to see. So I do like when brands actually brand their products. It goes to show that they're planning on standing out and actually sticking around. Too many times, too many companies don't brand their stuff, and it just looks cheap and just outdated and tacky, but this looks really nice, especially for the asking price. Right here, you have the USB-C on the bottom, which I'm assuming might be a 3.0 USB because of the blue connection. I'm not too sure, so let me just keep quiet about that one. Though this does have Bluetooth 5.4, so that's a good thing. Right here would be the reset button, or more accurately, you can also use this to gauge the battery life of the case. So it doubles down for multiple things. Now, we will talk about that. Apparently the case changes right here from red, I believe, yellow, and green. I could be wrong about that, but I believe that's exactly what it is, to show you the battery life of the case itself. So there's no way to see the exact battery life of the case, but you'll at least have an idea of when it needs to be charged. Just kind of keep that in mind. Now, more importantly, here are the buds themselves. So the case flips open like so, and I think this is a really solid looking, nice case. Like, it's just no fluff, no issues, no shakiness. Look, it's open, and they're not even falling out of the case. That's strong magnets right there. I do like that. And that's why I say it's always good to shop around and look for products, because I would have known nothing about SoundPeats if I didn't really take the time to go online and find out about them. Plus, they reached out to me too, so that's a plus side also. But anyway, with this bud right here, this is open ear design. So as you can see, there's no rubber tip right here, which means that it's going to stick directly in the ear but not go directly into the ear canal. So the quality of music isn't going to be as deep and what's the word? Condiment. I can't say the word right now. It's on the top of my head, but I can't say it. But anyway, the point is that this is an open ear design similar to Earpods, so that quality of sound is going to be dramatically different from what anyone that's used to using with the rubber tips going directly into the ear canals, which actually seal sound. This is meant for you to be able to hear things around you when you're talking to people, walking down the street, just to kind of like be aware of your surroundings itself. And I like the attention to detail. The touch controls are going to be right here, which we'll go over in the next section. Right here, we actually have it. It says this is the R button right here. And as a matter of fact, I didn't notice that writing. Let me take it off camera and see what it says. Yeah, hear your imagination. So exactly what it says right here in the writing is exactly what it says on the bud itself. Wow, I'm surprised about that. I didn't even notice that detail. That's really, really cool. But yeah, it's a nice looking bud. I think these look good. They actually feel good inside the ear. Obviously, I've been using them for a couple weeks now, so I do like the way they sound. But there's some drawbacks to the sound that we're going to talk about in a little bit. But more importantly, let me show you guys how to actually sync these. Pretty simple process. Just follow the steps. You shouldn't have a problem. So the sync process for this buds is going to be very, very easy. The only thing you have to do is flip this case open. You can actually leave the buds inside of the case, as you can see right here. It's going to give it a couple seconds in order for it to sync the left bud to the right bud and be ready to be put in pairing mode. Now that's enough time. I'm going to press this right here, pair to new device. Now just keep in mind, whether you're using an Apple device or some form of Bluetooth device, the process is going to be the same no matter what you do. So right here it says SoundPeats Air 5. You're going to go ahead and tap that. You have the option of saying yes if you want it to know your contacts or not. I'm just going to press yes anyway for video purposes. So as you can see, it's currently connected. Now, as soon as I close the case, give it a couple seconds, it should disconnect. There we go. When I open the case back up, it should in fact reconnect without me actually taking the bud out. There we go. Now I want to show you guys something else right now. I want to go ahead and tap this and press forget. Now this means that I completely forgot it. If you see all right here, it shows you the list of earbuds or Bluetooth that's currently connected. Now this does not have multi-point. So for that person out there wondering how to sync it to another device, all you have to do is either two things. One, be in a certain range where the Bluetooth can't connect and then it'll resync itself to another device, not resync itself, but it'll actually put itself back into pairing mode, or go to the settings like I just did and press unpair. Same thing for the Apple device. You'll just forget the device, and then when we open it back up, guess what's going to happen? You don't have to physically do anything. The buds themselves are going to, just like the process earlier, left bud, right bud are going to sync to one another within the case, and then when we go back to the Bluetooth pairing option, pops right back up. We're going to tap it again, and here we are. We're paired that fast, that easy. So for the person out there wondering, how do I actually pair this to another device when I already have it paired to a prior one? Just follow these simple steps of either forgetting it or removing turning the Bluetooth off on that device, however you choose to do it, and the buds will automatically go back into pairing mode. So very simple, very easy. This booklet actually has the instructions inside of it, but we're going to stick to the controls right now, and I'll show you the rest toward the end of the video. You don't really need the rest, but this right here is absolutely a must. Screenshot this if you have to, screen record this part. This is going to be sectioned off with a, timestamp, so you guys can go through this without a problem. But anyway, these are the controls. So if you tap the left ear once, it's actually going to make the volume go down. I want to skip this part right here. If you tap the right ear, it's going to go up in terms of volume. If you hold the left ear for 1.5 seconds, it actually switches over to ANC mode. So for the person wondering, how would you know if you're in ANC? It actually says it. So if you leave the earbud inside of your ear and you hold that button, it'll actually say the ANC mode, like a female voice will let you know, a robotic voice. And then when you decide to hold it and turn it off, it turns it back off right here. On the right-hand side, this is how you change the song forward, it looks like, by holding the earbud, the right earbud. So it doesn't look like you can actually make the songs go backwards, but you can skip a song. So again, I know some people have an issue with this. I don't personally, because I actually pull out my phone whenever I use my music selection and I just tap it that way. So teach their own. Or, I have a smartwatch, so I kind of have the trifecta. You also, if you tap the left side 3 times, it'll tell you that it goes into gaming mode, which the connectivity in gaming mode would be substantially better than regular. If you like to play games like Call of Duty Mobile, I actually have a section for that. But honestly, the connectivity is so good on this headset that whether you use gaming mode or not for games, I haven't had any disconnectivity issues whatsoever. So, that's a good thing. And if you hold this button right here, it looks like the microphone itself for recording. I could be wrong about that, but I don't really use features like that. I just more so change the songs. I tried that. I actually changed the equalizer, of course. I also put it in gaming mode in order to do those tests. Those are the more practical options, and that's pretty much it. And of course, you could power the buds on and off. You can answer calls, pause and play, and things like that. So very simple, very easy to use. I would suggest you trying this yourself, primarily because you have to get used to the touch. All headphones don't have the same touch sensitivity, so just kind of keep that in mind. Now, it does come with an app, though from my understanding, I tried using the app. It didn't work with this particular device because I think they purposely make this headset where you don't necessarily need an application to even use it. Everything can be done from the actual touch controls, though it is a possibility in the future they may add it to it. It is a brand new product, so just keep that in mind. It's probably one of the reasons why I couldn't access it right away. So I'll do a follow-up video on this, of course. First time use, shows you how to Bluetooth it, but I already have a section to show you guys how to go through the Bluetooth and connect it, so you're good to go. When it comes to resetting the buds themselves, you actually hold this button on the bottom right here. See it? This little power button right here. You keep the buds inside, you hold the power button, and it'll actually reset the buds inside the case and re-put it back into pairing mode so that the left bud and the right bud will connect to one another. Sometimes by a freak accident, the headphones aren't connected and you can't use both of them at the same time. Just follow this method right here and it will show you how to actually reset it, so you'll be good to go. And again, screenshot whatever you need. Right here it shows you how to actually wear the buds, which is self-explanatory. But sometimes people are, new to the headphone game. They don't really use it. So you will put each bud, if you're looking at this case, right side and left side. I did that backwards. Left side and right side. Here we go. So what ends up happening is even if you try to put the right bud in the left one, it just won't fit. It won't snap in. So just keep that in mind. So it's very easy. Plus the actual symbol right here shows right and it shows left on the bottom right there. So just kind of keep that in mind. Very easy to use. And lastly, the charging case. And this is very important. So on the front of this case, when you open it up or close it, you'll see a green light right here. Just like it changed to orange and then red. Red being that it's about to die, the case needs to be charged. Orange signifies 20 to 69%. And green signifies 70% to 99%. So just keep that in mind. So if you take these buds out and you notice that it's orange, be prepared to probably charge it by the end of the day, especially if you plan on getting a full charge out of the earbuds or you plan on working another work day through it. You're going to want to charge them at home. So yes, this is very important. Again, for anyone that needs any requests, let me know. I'll do some tests on certain things, but the user guide does come inside of everything, and this is very useful. So do not throw the box away. When you open it up, it will be inside in a little white packet. You have to pull that out from the top of the box, and here is the user guide. So let's continue with the video now. So the quality of sound for this is actually pretty good, but there are some drawbacks to that. So let me explain. Because this is an open ear design, anyone buying open ear headphones probably, if this is your first time, you're not going to get the same quality of bass. You're not going to get the same quality of just level of sound because this is an open ear. Normally the ones with the rubber tips that go deep into the ear canal seal the sound that's inside of your ear, so you hear a lot more of the quality. That's where noise cancellation and all those features normally come in to enhance the sound and, just make your overall listening experience better. So to me, the SoundPeats right here actually sound better with vocals than anything else. The bass isn't bad. I give the bass about a 4 out of 5 if we're talking about just overall quality. And the reason why I say 4, slightly below average, is because the vocals are substantially louder than anything else on this headset. So when you hear the cymbals, when you hear the quality of the background music, like here's an example. Let's say you play AC/DC, right? You know that there's a lot of instruments playing. Let There Be Rock, for example. When the drop comes in, he's like, let there be rock, and all that, right? And then you start hearing the instruments. Very, very pronounced. Sounds very clean, very, very good. A lot of other brand headphones sound very, cloudy. And so it kind of destroys your listening experience. But whatever SoundPeats is doing with their particular drivers, and I'm not sure, the audio is just extremely squeaky clean, like they really cleaned it up. Now, that could be a good thing, that could be a bad thing. In this case, it's kind of a bad thing because the volume, unless you have some form of equalizer, the volume of the other instruments playing substantially overpower the bass as an overall. So if you're a person out there that's looking to listen to this for rock music or like crunk music or rap and things like that, you'll like it, but you'll notice that it's missing that critical, aspect, which is deeper bass. Versus if you're listening to it for R&B, or if you're listening to it for blues or some type of song, country and stuff like that, the instruments, the guitar, the riffs and stuff that you want to hear, you're going to hear a lot more pronounced. Though I will say that when I changed some of the settings through Power Amp, that was with my primary device. This is just the device I'm using for video purposes. I do think that I was able to up the bass and make it sound a lot more balanced, but the average person probably isn't going to do that. So if you're an iPhone user, you can go to the settings of your Apple phone and then go to music, and then you could change the equalizer if you guys didn't know that you could do this, and then the quality of sound is going to be a lot more balanced when you put it on bass boost, in my opinion. And because I'm using a Motorola device, I have the option for spatial audio and all these other things that's built into the device itself that basically complemented the headphones. But if we're talking about as is outside of the box, I do feel like anything above 70% in terms of volume, the headset could cause issues with your ears in terms of like just too loud. It could be a little bit too loud, meaning it's a very loud headset. So you don't really need to play it at 100%. When I'm walking outside, I had it about 60%, 70% maximum. I had to turn it down a little bit to hear what my wife was saying next to me when I was going inside the stores. So the quality of sound is there. The volume is there. It's not like when you listen to this, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, it sounds terrible. No, it sounds great. You just might want it to have a little bit more bass than what it is that they're giving you. But at the end of the day, open ear designs are meant so that you can hear everything around you. It's not meant to drown out sound. So for that person that buys this and says, I don't like the sound profile, you should probably go for a headset that has the rubber tip instead of SoundPeats rather than the open ear design, because you're never going to get that heavy bass that you desire with open ear. That's just, it is what it is. So this headset does have a gaming mode, and I tested it in both of these sections of the video, from gaming with it and gaming without the gaming mode. And I was pleasantly surprised to see that both of them worked very, very well. So let me kind of break it down to you. So if you listen to the music section of this video, you may be thinking this headset may not be for you in terms of bass, and that might be the case. But if we're talking about vocals and background noise, remember, that's not just guitar riffs and everything else. That means video games. Let's say you're playing Call of Duty. You're hearing gunshots, you're hearing footsteps, you're hearing people walk around in the background, you're hearing UAVs, you're having conversations with your team on the microphone. Everything sounds very strong on this headset and very concise and very clear, at least in my opinion, of my experience of using it. Again, like I always say to people, watch other reviews to see how you feel about it. Don't just take me, listen to other people and come to a better understanding. But anyway, let me continue, because I can ramble on a little bit. Everything from the gunshots to the music to the quality of sounds, it didn't miss a beat at all. So normally with certain cheaper headsets or headsets that don't have very good Bluetooth connectivity, let me not say cheaper because some expensive ones sound bad too, what ends up happening is that when you shoot someone, for example, with a sniper rifle, Call of Duty Mobile, instantly when I hit them, boom, the points popped up. I felt the impact of the shot. I've tried other headphones in the past, and you might shoot someone and 2 seconds later finally let you know that the kill is there because the headset can't keep up with the sound, but this one does not suffer from that at all. Now, if you're in gaming mode, again, I can't tell you the difference between the two because the connectivity did not drop for either one, and it works very well. But for the person that wants to put it in gaming mode, just tap the left ear 3 times. The headset will actually speak to you and let you know that it's on gaming mode. And in order to exit gaming mode, you just tap it 3 times again, and it goes back to the regular mode. So very good headset. I love the way it sounds. I love the way it feels. I didn't have any discomfort at all while playing the game whatsoever. And I probably did about maybe 6 or 7 matches overall at a time over the last couple of days just to see how the connectivity would be in different locations. And again, no drop noise whatsoever or suffrage. So we're good to go in that regard. So this right here is going to be an audio sample of me just speaking to you guys with the earbuds currently connected. And if you're wondering how I'm simulating the sound, you go to like a regular sound recording application that's probably already built into your phone. And when you record, you're going to hear how it is going to be for whatever Bluetooth device that you're currently using. Now, I have made phone calls off of this. I've spoken to many people. I've tried Zoom calls. I've tried Facebook calls, regular phone calls, and the general consensus for the most part was that the headphones sound pretty clear on the opposite end. So if this is something that you like and it sounds good to you, you shouldn't have a problem whatsoever. So when it comes to recordings, having conversations, I know I'm repeating myself, but just got to reiterate. Let me do my Dr. Umar real fast. Recordings, having conversations, just speaking in general, I don't see an issue with the microphones whatsoever. They're actually very good, clear microphones, and that's something that SoundPeats does that a lot of companies don't really pay attention to, is that the music quality matters too, but also the mic quality. We want a jack-of-all-trade headset for the most part, and so far it's just doing pretty good in a lot of categories that I tested it in so far. So I will leave it at that, and obviously you're the viewer, you're hearing it yourself, you decide how you feel about it. So guys, is this actually a good headset? I like to think that it is. So let's do a quick recap to the reasons why it's good. And I will name some negatives because nothing's perfect. Now, let's get the negatives out of the way immediately. The negative aspect is that I feel like the bass could be a lot better. If the bass was a lot deeper, I think the sound would be a lot more balanced when you turn up the octave. If you turn it up past 80%, you're going to notice that the vocals are going to completely take over this headset, and the bass is practically non-transparent, like it's not there. So it's going to sound like a bunch of people talking in front of you, like you're in a subway or a ball game or something, and you hear people talking in unison. It doesn't sound right when it's at a higher octave, but if you keep it around the levels of, I would say about 70 to 80%, maximum 80% or so, which is way more than loud enough in my opinion with this headset, I feel like that's the safest level to listen to it. Now here's the positive. The vocals are very clean. When I listen to a lot of the instruments playing in the background, whether it's Future, as I talked about, Turn on the Lights, and you hear the instruments playing. If you play some Jill Scott, He Loves Me. If you play Brandy, That Boy Is Mine. If you play a bunch of different songs, right? The quality of the instruments really excel with this headset. I cannot express that enough. When it came to the gaming mode, the conversations I had online, speaking to people, which I never speak online, but I did it for the video purposes, and just I'm reporting back to you guys, it sounded crystal clear to me. When it came to just the gunshots, the volume in the background, everything sound crystal clear. The only thing that's suffering, in my opinion, is the bass. And remember, it's going to do that because this is an open ear design. It's not meant to be played the same way as one of the rubber tip earbuds, which seal the inside of your ear so you feel all that booming bass to get enveloped in the music. This is meant so that you can still be around your surroundings. You're supposed to know where you are so you won't get bopped in the head and mugged or something happens to you. That's why they have open ear. Plus, some people have earaches. Some people have it where, and this is actually something I need to bring up in this video toward the end. Some people have it where they may have an illness or some type of issue with their ears where they can't have things directly inside of it. So this might be an alternative for them that works well, so it won't have that earwax buildup and all that stuff, because I had that problem at one point too. It's one of the reasons why I started doing open ear design reviews, because I was like, it's nice to have closed ear ones or around the hook ears, but too many times you sweat, there's buildup, people get bumps inside of the ear and things like that. And it's not necessarily the company's fault for doing that, but it's just people don't really keep up on the cleansingness of wiping down their earpods or their headphones in general on a regular basis, no matter what brand it is. So just keep in mind, safety first, like always. But outside of that, like I said, ANC is here. You have a gaming mode that works very well with gaming mode on or off. The touch controls are very responsive, though I'm not a huge fan of touch controls in general. I normally just pull up my phone and change things. The option is still there. You don't actually need an app to use this at all, and all the functionality is still there with just the headphones themselves, so that's actually a cool feature too. So with that being said, don't have anything really bad to say about this whatsoever. I do like it. Link is in the description for anyone that wants to see this video. And on top of that, like I always say, check out other reviews. I might simplify things, but for that person that wants to know a little bit more about the codecs and music that it plays and things like that, someone more professional that's in the lane of music would be able to explain that better to you. I don't want to fake it like I can. I'm just for the everyday common man about what feels good, what works, and things like that. But anyway, like and subscribe like always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Till then, take care. Double peace.